What is meant for you is responsible to come to you one time. It is not obligated to spin the block until you get your stuff together. And I'm going to share with you why this myth isn't true. People believe like, oh, if it's something hard, well, it wasn't meant for me. No, it might be character development. But I'm going to give an example about how something came to me and I didn't show up when I was supposed to, and I never got that opportunity again. I remember there was this morning that I woke up from a dream and I drove into a dealership in the car that I had, and I drove out in a BMW. So I woke up, I was like, okay, well, Lord, what is that you're trying to tell me? What are you showing me? I didn't understand it. That same day, I had a date with one of my friends, which was a late birthday gift. She was taking me out for breakfast because whatever time of day it is that her first meal is, it's breakfast. So even if it's dinner, it's breakfast. And we were inside this restaurant, and I had this feeling like a pulling of my chest to say, Radisha, let's go. And I was talking to her, and I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to leave, like I'm supposed to be going somewhere, but I have no clue where I'm supposed to go. I said, but I'm not going to move until I know where I'm supposed to go. I kept literally having this pulling feel trying to get me out of this restaurant. So I was like, okay, well, let me go because I still didn't know where I was supposed to be going. So we were passing a dealership. I didn't realize that I passed my favorite dealership going there. And I said, oh, let's stop here, which is the Audi dealership, right? And I said, let me see about the new Audi A8L. At that point, they had the W12. So I get inside the dealership and I see a woman who I know, very, very wealthy woman. I've learned a lot from her about money and finances and things like that later on after this encounter. So there was something that I always wanted to share with her, but I never had one-on-one time to be able to do that. So I took that opportunity to say, I believe that you should X, Y, Z, blah, 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 because people are around you for such and such reasons, and be careful for certain things. And she said, yes, the Lord had dealt with her on that. And now, she knows how to maneuver in that particular area. So she was telling me how she was trading in her BMW 750i to get the new Audi SUV. And she said there's nothing wrong with her vehicle. It's paid off. It's in excellent condition. She was just tired of certain things, like needing a truck but having a car is basically what it was, right? So I said to her, I said, I just had a dream this morning that I had a BMW. I said, well, how much are you willing to sell it for? And this is what she says. If you had gotten here just a few moments sooner, I would have given it to you. She said, I just signed the paperwork and gave it to the guy, and I'm watching the guy walk away from the desk with the paperwork where she just signed over her car to trade it in for the SUV. I never got that opportunity back again to get a BMW or BMW 750i, whatever, again, debt-free, paid in full, that I didn't pay a dollar for. Now that morning, the Lord did show me driving into a dealership in the car that I had, which was still a decent car, it was a Volvo, and driving on a BMW. I did have the promptings to move and leave, but I did not understand where I was going. And sometimes the obedience is in moving even when you don't understand where you're going, taking the necessary, appropriate steps and trusting by faith. And that is an opportunity that I never got again, that did not spin the block for me, that was not obligated to do so for me, because why? I didn't move when I was supposed to. And so this says a lot of things. When people say what is meant for me will be for me, that was meant for me. I didn't do what I was supposed to, and that opportunity never came back. And I always share this as a valuable lesson with people to understand that some things will never come back for you. It also means that opportunities are sometimes one-time events. They are influenced by timing, context, and your readiness to act. So if you don't do so, you will miss it. It also says that you have to be prepared to act and not hesitant. It shows that there are windows of opportunities that you have to seize, and if you don't, it can lead to regret. There's no guarantee of the chance coming back again. There is a fear of failure versus a fear of regret, I prefer to fail at something than regret not doing it at all, because at least the regret of a missed opportunity is worse than having tried and not succeeding at it. Also, timing and momentum is everything, because when you have that momentum, things just flow. That's why once you get in the flow, don't let anything mess it up, because it can be so challenging to get your momentum back again. And then success at opportunities is not just about luck, but it's our timing, but it's also about our ability to make the most of what comes our way and seeing opportunities and moving. It reflects commitment, ambition, and resilience. So you might have yourself set up for failure because you are not moving when you're supposed to. You're not moving when you feel led to, when you're prompted to, because of whatever reasons, X, Y, Z. And I can tell you that the greater majority of things that I desire to accomplish in life, the money never made it to my hands, but I always got the opportunity. I live a lifestyle of someone who has more money than I have, even without having it in my bank account, because I understand how to seize opportunities. I understand how to manifest. I understand how to be strategic and how to move when I'm supposed to. I understand these different things. And there's one thing I know that I did not complete that I was supposed to years ago. And I'm finally doing that now. It was a book that I've had in draft for 7+ years. And I was like, I was sharing with a lot of people how they have missed opportunities because they didn't follow the instructions that they were given, or they didn't follow the instructions that I had given them to be able to have certain things. And I said, okay, well, let me look at my life and let me assess my life and see what is that thing that I have not done that I was given instructions to do. And so I'm finally completing my book. I'm finally getting ready to publish it. And this video has nothing to do about promoting a book, because my book is very niche or however people want to say it. So it's not that. It's just saying that sometimes the opportunities that you would like to have in life is hinged on obedience from the last set of instructions that you were given. And if you don't do it, you can't get to the next step. So you can't skip steps. That's like in baking a cake. You can't skip steps. Otherwise, the cake won't come out right. Now, with cooking, you might be able to just like throw things in there and it'll still come out decent. But with baking, it's more scientific. It's more strategic and step-oriented. If you miss something, people will know. So what I'm saying to you is, look at your life and assess what's going right, what's not going right, what is it or was it that I was supposed to do, and go ahead and get that thing done. Because once you get that thing done, that might be the thing that unlocks everything else for you. So I'm Radisha. I hope that I got you to think a little deeper and to understand where you might need to improve, analyze what you have done versus what you haven't done or shouldn't have done, and then get back your momentum so that you can be successful, have that piece of whatever it is that you desire in life. So I hope that I inspired you to look deeper and that you aspire to be greater than you've ever been before.